Hi, and welcome to the forgiveness episode in our self-growth, releasing anger, and past hurt workshop. I am so happy that you're here. Grab a pen and paper if you don't have one, because today is going to get deep and it's going to get serious and it's going to be so good and so freeing for you. So like I said, grab a pen and paper, take a second to get comfortable, and make sure that you have some time to listen, because I'm about to give you lots of good knowledge. I had to make a note of what all I wanted to say because I tend to start rambling when I get behind the camera. I don't know if you've noticed. But I really wanted to stay on track and give you some good information. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Okay, so forgiveness is like probably the hardest topic when it comes to personal development, self-growth, and just really becoming who you really are meant to be. That was the hardest one for me. I was even struggling with it as little as like 4 months ago, because it's hard to think, well, how do I forgive someone that hasn't even apologized to me? That was like really hard for me to think, because I'm like, well, I don't want to validate what they did to me, and I don't want to say it's okay how you treated me and all of that, or I didn't feel like it was okay. I didn't even feel like forgiving the person, but I knew that I had to, because it's necessary to move on. And so it was just really hard. So just know that if you are struggling with this, it's not just you, it's me, it's probably literally everyone, because it's just like that tough of a subject. And it's just basically reasons why you should forgive, to move forward and to release the anger, is because you can't hold on to that. You're holding those negative emotions and negative feelings, negative energy inside your body, and it's not healthy physically, mentally, or spiritually. So it's good to just like let it go, so that you can just fully break into who you really are and who you are meant to be. And so it's just clearing your energy field from anything that's holding you back. This is literally your next step into a breakthrough. So many people, when they do a forgiveness exercise, they will call me or text me the next day and they're like, oh my God, guess what happened? Guess what guess what so-and-so said to me? And so it's really good to just like go for it and just release yourself, because one of the more popular quotes is that it's like a prison that you're releasing someone from when you forgive them, and it's only to realize that you were actually the prisoner. You were the one being held back. And so, long story short, or not so short, forgiveness is very important. And it's just truly for you. You are doing this today for you, not for the person that hurt you, not for anybody else, but just you. So I want you to keep that in mind as well. Okay, so ways that you can physically release your negative energy, negative emotions, anger, past hurt, and just really let go of it. One of the best ways is to journal about it. One of my favorite things to do is get a fresh new journal and just start writing whatever comes to my mind, whatever that I'm feeling. I've even written, I don't want to forgive this person, but I know that I should. And the reasons I don't want to forgive them are blah, 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 blah. I've even journaled about that. And so it's really good to just use a journal to just let everything out that you're feeling. You are literally pen to paper, just going at it. Maybe you're typing, whatever it is, you're just physically releasing all of those emotions through words. And that is just in itself really powerful. So if you don't journal and you've been struggling with something like this, it might be a really good idea to just grab a piece of paper and just go to work, just let it all out. Another great way to release that is like not my favorite but makes me feel so good is a nice cardio workout. I honestly hate cardio, but every time I do cardio, I always feel so much better. Then I'm like, why don't I do this every day? And so doing a nice workout is a great way for you to release some stuff too, because it gets the energy moving in your body again, and that can go along with chakra balancing. So if you have tried everything and nothing seems to be working for you, then I would highly suggest us balancing your chakras. And you can just message me, we can talk about this, or I can tell you, you know, what to do, just whatever. Or you can just Google it. But if you think that you've tried everything and nothing seems to be working, you might want to check into your chakras, because they're just energy centers in the body. And so sometimes stuff gets stagnant or it stops moving, and so the energy can't flow. And so if you can just get the energy flowing again, then oftentimes you'll find that a lot of your problems are just instantly taken care of, which is so crazy cool to me. But along with that is meditation. Obviously, I'm huge on meditation, and I think that my meditations are great. So I was just going to tell you guys about those, because meditation is a great way to see what's going on inside your head. And sometimes when you can just like see what's going on and focus on that, and really gain an understanding on yourself, it can help you forgiving someone. And so I have posted several videos. The one I posted Monday is about forgiveness. Letting go of control is a really good one. Maybe if you're in a certain situation that you feel like you can't control any longer, you have to let go, listen to that one. There's the one, the Ray of Sunshine is a really good one for forgiveness as well. And so just check that out. If you don't want to do any of those, that's totally fine. They can be found on my YouTube channel, by the way. But if you don't want to do any of those, that's totally fine. You can get Insight Timer. I really love the Headspace app. I still use that one a lot when I just need to do a meditation. So check that out as well. And just really give yourself some time to see what's going on in your mind. You know, meditation's not about completely like stopping the thoughts or completely like cutting off everything. It's really about an understanding of what is going on. And so check that out. I think those are some really good ways. Yoga is another thing that I wrote down that you can use to release your stress and your anger and your frustration. So you can definitely Google. There's tons of yoga videos on YouTube, and there's also lots of good apps. So check that out too. And then if you are just like looking for a set written out activity for you to do, I really love this activity where you think of someone that you need to forgive, or write a list of people that you need to forgive. And then the first thing that you do is write out to each person. I mean, I guess you could like message these people too, or call them or whatever, but you know, if it's mostly like just for yourself, then I would just write it out. And so what you do is you say, first you say, I forgive you. And so it can be, you know, when I've done this, I've went into like great detail, you know, I forgive you for saying blah, 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 blah about me or to me. I forgive you for cheating on me. I forgive you for lying to me. You know, whatever this person's done, just write out what you forgive them for. And then you say, I'm sorry. That's step number 2. So step number 1 is I forgive you, and you write out why. And then step number 2 is I'm sorry, because I'm sorry that I've held on to this for so long. I'm sorry that I have created unnecessary negative energy between us, and I'm ready to let it go. Then number 3 is I love you, because you always want to give love. You know, you want to give love because that's what you get back. And so you write out I love you, and if you want to take it as far as writing out things that you love about people, you can also do that, or that person, you know, you can also do that. And the very last thing is you want to give thanks, okay? Giving thanks is definitely been a game changer in my forgiveness journey. And so you really just want to give thanks for the whole situation. Even if it wasn't ideal, you learned a lesson from it. You are thankful for that lesson, because now in the future you know better, you can do better, and it's over with. You survived it, so be thankful that you survived it and that it's over with. And so that's just a really good activity to do if you feel like you just need that extra, you know, if journaling's not really doing it, then you may want like a specific template to follow whenever you write it out. And so that's really good as well. All right, and so I just wanted to leave you guys with some things to remember because, you know, like I said, forgiveness is about you. This is about you. And so I want you to remember that whatever you were feeling, whenever you were mad, whatever happened to you, however you feel is totally validated and it's 100% okay. You know, it can just be really hard when you're forgiving and you'll just feel like, oh man, this is just like giving this person a free pass, or, you know, you can even start beating yourself up and you're saying things like, you know, well, yeah, I shouldn't have been mad for that long. And maybe you shouldn't have, but guess what? Don't beat yourself up over that. It's totally fine, okay? So just know that you are validated. And in the same sense, you aren't perfect either. And so if you did do something wrong to this person, you know, maybe they need to forgive you as well. Maybe it's like a mutual thing. Maybe you guys need to talk about it. Maybe you need to take a step back and look at yourself, because you are validated, but at the same time, you don't want to just be completely oblivious to the way that you're treating people too. So if there is a learning opportunity in there, just make sure that you do take it and just, like I said, give thanks and just know that you aren't perfect. Other people aren't perfect. You're gonna do each other wrong sometimes. And maybe you don't even mean to, you know, maybe you don't even mean to do someone wrong and you accidentally do, but it's good to just like learn from that and move forward so that you can just live your best life. And so, if you need to forgive someone and it's like all you can think about is how you don't want to forgive them, or all you can think about is like what they did wrong to you and how they treated you and all of this, it's really good to think about the fact that you're wasting so much time obsessing over this situation, and that other person is probably like not even thinking about it at all. And so it's really important to think, am I spending too much time thinking about this? What could I be doing with my life other than obsessing over this negativity, and how that's just going to bring more negativity into your life, and so you don't want that. And then it's like, if that person that did me wrong is out there fine and happy and living their best life, why can't I be out there doing it? You know, they're not worried about it, so why should I even be worried about it? That was kind of a good little breakthrough for me at one point, because I was like, okay, this is just really taking over. I can't do this anymore. I just had to let myself just be free and just let it go. So think about that as well. And then another really good thing to think about during forgiveness is that what you put out is always what comes back to you. It's a law of the universe. So anything that you put out, all of the love, all of the happiness, all of the joy, all of the good deeds, all of the gifts, all of the time spent together, whatever you give to someone, you will always get that back. And so all of that love is going to come back to you. All of that time, all of that energy, all of that good stuff is definitely coming back to you. And it's not always by the person that we think it would or should be. You know, it's not always going to be the person that treated you like shit coming back and loving you. And you know what? That's okay, because if that person wants to treat you like shit, there's definitely someone out there that's not going to. And that's what I'm saying, is that you will always end up finding what you put out coming back to you, and it'll always be so much better than you ever imagined. So don't even stress about it, because a lot of times you can think, well, I gave this person that, and I did this for them, and I did that for them. And you know what? That's good, because that's setting you up to get all of that stuff back, because you do deserve that back. You're right when you say that you deserve that, or that you treated them way better, and you will get it back. So just like rest easy in that, knowing that everything is fine. Everything is always working out for you, and it always will. So just keep that in mind. And then another thing I like to ask myself is, did I have too high expectations for this person or of this person? And that one's really tricky, and it's really kind of like, I don't know, it pisses some people off when you ask them that, because you don't want to think that you're the reason behind your hurt, but in reality, our expectations that we have of other people, that's what leads to our hurt. When they don't live up to that, then we feel some type of way, but they never even promised. You know, oftentimes it's not even something that somebody promised to live up to. And while we may see that as like really shitty or really crappy, we can't change that, you know, because that may not be who they are as a person. And us simply having that expectation, even though yes, we want people to be good people, we want them to have morals and values and standards and do what we want them to do or do what we would do, it's not always that way. And so kind of just try to lower your expectations on people and what you think that people will actually bring to your life, give to you, and all of that. So that one's like, ouch, a little painful, but it's definitely super important for you to know that people aren't always going to act like how you want them to. And so if you can just release the expectations of it, you'll find actually that people start acting how you want them to a lot more, because they're not under that pressure. Even though you may not come out and say what you want that person to do, just putting the thought out there is sending the energy, and it's just like putting too much pressure on people. So just kind of lighten up a little bit and just have some fun with it, you know? And I think last but not least, the most important thing to remember and to ask yourself is, will this matter in 5 years? Will what I'm stressed about, worried about, thinking about right this minute, what is taking up my time, what's taking me away from my reality, my life right this minute, will it matter in 5 years? And if it will, we'll move forward. We'll put some thought and some time into that and fixing it. But most of the time, it won't matter in 5 years. And so why should you keep letting it matter now? Let it go. Let that shit go. Forgive people. Spread some love today. Have a great day. Remember to give yourself grace throughout this process, because it is really, really hard to forgive certain situations. We're not validating anything except you. You are validated in how you felt. And from now on, right now, we're taking a step forward and putting better energy out there, putting more love out there, spreading some joy, and just letting go so that we can really fully embrace who we are. I hope you have an amazing day. It has been my pleasure talking to you. Yes, I just like looked for the little thing to cut this off. I'm like rushing off this video. I'm so sorry. But it really has been my pleasure, and I really didn't want to make it that long, so I'm not going to keep you any longer than I have to. I hope you have a great day. I would love it if you comment below or share this video with somebody that may like it, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!